Hello again, it's Simon, and tonight we reach a turning point in the journey. A moment where choices shape not only the present, but ripple through the past and future. As always, let's take a moment to relax before we begin. Feel the surface beneath you, solid and supportive. Let your hands rest softly, your shoulders relax. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Releasing all the tension of the day. Now, let's return to the story. Simon sat at the table in the Resistance's cellar. The dim light casting long shadows across the walls. The air was thick with tension as the group finalized their plan. The marked location on the map, a weapons depot near the outskirts of Berlin, was their target. But it wasn't just weapons that were stored there. We believe the Nazis are experimenting with advanced technology, the young man said, his voice low but firm. Something they think could turn the tide of the war. Simon leaned forward, his eyes fixed on the map. What kind of technology? The woman shook her head. We're not sure, but it's not natural. Some of our sources have described it as otherworldly. Simon's chest tightened. Otherworldly. Could it be connected to the magic of the shop? Was this why he had been pulled into this time? The group discussed their roles in the mission. Each member assigned to a specific task. Simon would accompany the woman, Elise, into the depot to gather intel. Elise glanced at Simon, her expression serious. You're sure you're ready for this? Simon nodded. If there's even a chance this is connected to why I'm here, I have to see it through. The night was cold and silent as Simon and Elise approached the depot. Their movements careful and deliberate. The building loomed ahead, its dark silhouette framed by the faint glow of floodlights. The sound of distant footsteps and muffled voices reached their ears. As they crouched behind a stack of crates near the entrance, Elise whispered, "We'll enter through the side door. Once we're inside, stay close and keep quiet." Simon nodded, his pulse quickening as they moved toward the door. Elise picked the lock with practiced ease, and the two slipped inside. The interior was dimly lit, rows of crates and machinery filling the vast space. Simon's eyes darted around, taking in the strange symbols etched into some of the equipment. Elise pointed to a staircase leading to an upper level. The offices are up there. That's where we'll find the plans. They climbed the stairs silently, their footsteps muffled against the metal. At the top, they entered a room filled with maps, blueprints, and files. Elise began rifling through the documents, while Simon's attention was drawn to a large glowing device in the corner. The device hummed softly, its surface smooth and reflective, with intricate patterns that seemed to shift as Simon stared at them. "Elise, look at this," he whispered, his voice barely audible. Elise joined him, her eyes widening as she studied the device. "What is it?" Simon shook his head. "I don't know, but it feels familiar." The sound of boots on metal jolted them both. Elise grabbed Simon's arm. "We have to go, now!" The depot was alive with activity as they made their escape. Soldiers shouting and alarms blaring. Simon's heart raced as they darted through the shadows, the cold air biting at his skin. They reached the edge of the compound, where the young man and the rest of the resistance were waiting with a truck. "Did you get it?" the young man asked as they climbed into the back. Elise held up a folder of documents. "We have what we need, but there's something else in there, something we don't understand." Simon's mind raced as the truck sped away, the depot disappearing into the distance. The glowing device, the strange patterns. It was all connected. He could feel it. But what did it mean? Back at the cellar, the group pored over the documents. Elise's expression grew more serious as she read. "This isn't just about weapons," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "They're experimenting with time itself." Simon felt a chill run down his spine. The young man looked at Simon. "You said you're not from this time. If they're working on time travel, could it be connected to you?" Simon nodded slowly. "It has to be, but I don't know how or why." Elise placed a hand on his arm, her gaze steady. "Whatever it is, we'll figure it out together. But we need to act fast if they succeed." She didn't finish the sentence, but the weight of her words hung heavy in the air. For now, we'll pause here. This is the end of Season 5, but the journey is far from over. Imagine the flicker of candlelight in the cellar, the tension of unanswered questions, and the faint hum of something greater just out of reach. Breathe deeply, let the calm settle over you. Good night.